Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria, and in this channel, we'll be talking on lifestyle, my faith, relationship, food, adventures, and a whole lot of things. We'll be touching a bit of everything. So today, we're talking on insecurity. So while growing up as a child, I had insecurities because of my height. I lacked the confidence in that particular aspect. That was what was like a major setback for me while growing up. Because growing up in an environment with about 7 to 8 children who are your age mates, but for some reasons they're taller than you, right? You start doubting yourself. So actually, that was what I went through as a child. I had this insecurity because I was shorter than my age mate. So I started feeling if there is something that I'm lacking that they are doing that I'm not doing. It's triggered that insecurity in me because there are some games they want to play then as children and I want to join in. Let's say I hear one of the senior ones say, huh, you're too short for it. So imagine hearing that since when you were very little. I can't even remember when that word started coming up, when I started understanding the word you are short. But it was used with me throughout my growing stage. Even in school, there are games they want to play. They'll say, oh, they need people who are taller. But the thing was that it affected me, to be truthful with you. It affected me a lot because there are certain group of people that for some reasons I couldn't just see myself being friends with them because I was always scared of this one today I'll go to play with them. They'll tell me I'm too short. Let me quickly go and find my partners, those ones that are in the same category with me in height, and play with. And seriously, that was what I did as a child. I stopped playing with people who were taller than I was because I was tired of always hearing the same word. You are too short. You're too short. You can't do this. You can't do this because of your height. So it affected me a lot. It affected me. So growing up, you can imagine going to school and a teacher doesn't know your name, but she identifies you as you that short girl that come out. So you can imagine this affected me as a child so much. I lacked confidence because others were taller than me. There were sometimes that we'll go to church and during our children's holiday program, it was like the children should sign up for this, for the children's service and every other thing. I have that urge. I have that urge of participating. But when I turn and look at all those people there are taller than me, it will make me reconsider. It's better I stay back down to be involved. Then at the end of the day, I'll be screened out because of my height. So it affected me a lot. It affected me. And there's some sports that I really loved, but because of my height, I couldn't continue with it. Like basketball, I really loved playing basketball, but my height was a major setback. So as a child, I didn't understand then that my gene can actually contribute to my height. I always thought it's only food. Then you hear some children saying, my mother gives me plantain and beans. So me normally that do not like eating beans then. I had to be eating beans like regularly. If my mother asks what do you want to eat, the first thing that comes out from my mouth is beans and plantain because I wanted to be tall. So you can imagine what I went through. I avoided some food just so that I'll grow taller. I remember my friends telling me not to eat okra, that it will not help me grow tall. Rather, I should eat afam soup and other things. Then, as a child, what did I know? Whatever they give me as advice, I took it. Until when I was in Chester, my one of my aunties enrolled me in a program for young girls, growing girls, that's Girls Power Initiative. So it was there that I was taught on appreciating myself, being comfortable in the skin I wear, and always I should always know that there is no one like me anywhere. So that was where my journey of self healing started. Though people were still taunting me with the height, but at that stage that I've received the education, And I had family members who were supportive, but they did not, even though they should say I'm short, they didn't really make it as though they are taunting me. It's just like a normal talk between siblings. So it was during this stage that I started understanding certain things that gene contributes to the height of a child. It's not just the food and the environment. The gene plays a greater part in if a child will be tall or not. I'm not saying that short parents can't give birth to tall children, no. But the thing is just that gene contributes mostly to it. So that was what I failed to understand while growing up. And because of that, I was busy punishing myself over nothing. So because I was able to discover that there was no one like me anywhere, I was comfortable in the skin I am. I now started making fun of even the insecurity. There are times that there's a picture I took once with my friends, and in that picture I was actually the shortest. So when I posted it on Facebook, so my friends were like, ah, short girl, short girl. So, but because I've gotten that education and I know that I cannot change who I am just to please the society. I cannot be living in self doubt just to let things pass me by. Rather, I'll turn back the jokes on them. Yeah, jokes on them. When they say, "Oh, should I say yes? If I wasn't short, you wouldn't notice me. You notice me because I'm shorter than every other person in the picture. So it's to my own benefit." So that was how I started. Those were the words I used to say to myself. Even if people say you're short, I say yes, I'm short, but my attitude is not short. So those were the kind of things I went through as a child. So I continued scaling through it. So at some point there was a job, the job I'm currently doing now. So height matters a lot. If you know about uniform work, yeah, that's it. Your height matters a lot. So when I wanted to apply for the job, I can remember that even in the car I was, because I boarded the taxi that day. How I actually got information about my job was I went for my national ID card. Also, I got the information that they were recruiting and all those things. So while inside the car going back, I heard some other people talking. Ah, for you to be able to join this job, you should be at least 1.6, 1.8 like that. They won't even consider 1.59, 1.58, and I was 1.59. No, but I didn't allow that get to me. I just in my mind I was like, even if they want 1.7, if they need 80 people, I'll be among that 580 people that they actually need. So because of that, seriously, but when I had the height requirement, I almost stayed back. I I just didn't want to suffer go through the stress of the whole employment stuff. Then at the end of the day, because what made them not to accept me was my height. So I just decided to give it a try. If they take me, they take me. If they don't take me, it's their own loss. So that's just what I was saying to myself actually. So when I applied, I can remember they called for the screening. Even when I got to the venue of the screening, everyone were like looking at me because of my height. And when I turn and look at somebody there up there like that, I'm just looking. I drew my face. So at some point, I can remember there was a guy that we met at the exam center. The guy said something. He said, ah, people are just wasting your time. Oh. This is their recruitment that they've already taken people and all those things. You guys are just wasting your time. So when he was saying it, I didn't actually say anything though. But he said something that triggered me. He now turned and looked at me, I was like, ah, even if they be one accept people, they too short, they know that accept you because of your height. Kai. And I knew that this thing hurt. It hurts a lot when people try to look down on you just because of your height. I changed it for the guy there. I changed it for him. I told him, my friend, if you came here to waste your time, I didn't come here to waste my time. If they need 10,000 people, and according to you, say that 9,999 slots has been given out to people with connection, and just one person will enter by luck or by God's will, I will be that one person. She was like, hey, don't be like that. It's just because of your height and other things. I was like, Uncle, leave my height for my height. Is it your height? So when I I tackled him back immediately. I did not allow that get to me. And to the glory of God, I got the job irrespective of my height. Even when I went for the physical screening, they were just looking at my height. Me, I did not send them. I gave them my normal height. There was nothing to forge there because they would still come and do the whole measurement stuff. To the glory of God, I got the job. And even when that guy saw me, he was like, so you got the job even with this your height. I said, when God speaks, who are you to say it cannot happen? It was my time. So I don't know the kind of insecurity that you are having right now. I know that some people have insecurity with love because of the heartbreaks they've been having. They have this insecurity that they can never be loved or that they are not appreciated. But one thing I should tell you is that you are special the way you are. Whoever does not see your value does not know what is good. There is no point you trying to bend yourself to fit into what people. My dear, be you. Be you, seriously. The only thing you should do is just to make yourself better, not to please somebody. You're living a life of pretense. So before you know, you will get tired. I'm telling you, you will get tired. You can't be pretending to be okay because this person likes someone that is outgoing, that speaks well, and you know well that you're an introvert. You don't need to force yourself to please that person or to go to places that you're not comfortable with. Because apart from my height, I didn't really blend well with other children growing up because I will I say the environment I was, it wasn't too protective, but it was protective. I had people who were like, being the youngest in the family, everybody's eyes are on you. So you can't really escape all those. So I didn't really blend with my peers as a child because there were some of them that had that opportunity of experiencing life. They can go out for parties and all those things, but for some reasons I couldn't. Even when I wasn't staying with my parents most of the time when I got married, I still couldn't see myself doing certain things like going out to sit out with friends for too long. My friends really have problem with me with this because I can call, I can message, but to go like that, oh come, let's go out to somewhere fun. I am not really that person. But thank God for growth. We are growing. We are growing day by day and we are understanding a lot of things. But one thing I should tell you is that you are good the way you are. You are good. Though the world might not see your value right now, but deep down you should tell yourself, I am me. I cannot change who I am. You are who you are. There is more to you that the world is yet to see. The world is yet to see what you will become. So whatever insecurity you have, you should always know that somebody loves you, and that's God. He loves you irrespective of your insecurity. If we were to talk about blessing people based on height, I will not be one of those people because my height is just there. I'm just there. But there are certain things that He has done for me that there is nobody on earth that can do it. So you should always appreciate yourself. Try to enjoy your life. If they look down on you, look up to yourself. Don't look down on yourself. When men say there is a casting down, always remember to say there is a lifting up. Because you knew me that okay, I had a stunt progress or something, that means that's how I'll continue. No, you are okay the way you are. There is no one like you anywhere. They all have feelings. You have your own feelings too. It doesn't change. You're all human. They have the smiles. You laugh, I laugh. You get scared, I get scared also. So there is nothing for you to be insecure about. I know that ex- going through this, especially if you experience the insecurity right from childhood, it can be difficult sometimes because it takes a strong mindset for you to be able to overcome that particular thing that has been weighing you down. For my own, it took me years to be able to overcome my insecurity, even where I'm working right now, because there are times that there is a command they make in my workplace, maybe when we are having like drills. We hear things like tallest to the right, shortest to the left. Do you know that the funny thing is that once they want to make that command, they don't really say shortest to the left. They will say tallest to the right. Gloria to the left. That's because I'm like the shortest in my batch. But I don't let that get to me. When once they make that statement, I'll be making fun of it. Yeah, that's my place. It's uncontestable. No one can struggle that place with me. I'm comfortable where I am. Sometimes when I say those things like that, I'll be like, you said, you don't feel it. So I don't fear. I just accept who I am. I accept that I am special. Yes, I am special. You shouldn't be struggling to fit in. Rather, you should be struggling to stand out. Not standing out negatively, but positively. So I don't know the insecurity you're going through, but please just believe that you are okay the way you are. That you are special, you are one of a kind. You are God's precious, as in you're precious in God's sight. Just know that in 10,000 people, you are one of a kind. You always stand out wherever you are. So, whatever your insecurity is, just affirm, give yourself an affirmation. I am better. I am the best. Nothing can hinder me. My height cannot be a limitation. My insecurity cannot be a limitation to me. I will achieve God's purpose when and as at when due. So just say this to yourself, and you see that whatever people say to you, it doesn't get to you. So I would love to see you in our next. Oh, can we really see? No, I would love to see your comments in the comment section. So if there is any insecurity and you would love us to talk, my email, I'm just an email away. We can just discuss, we can communicate. We'll overcome this, definitely. We'll overcome it. So thank you very much for tuning into my channel today. Thank you for spending time, for burning your data to listen to me. Thank you very much. God bless you. And I hope to have a wonderful experience with you in this journey. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. See you next week. Bye.